Hi everyone. If this works as it should, we should be live right now. And if you have questions, please feel free to ask them in the comments on YouTube or on Facebook if you're watching me there. Um, Today is May the 3rd, another Monday, and just a few words from me in Santiago on the current status of Spain. Let me share my screen. I was thinking I'd just show you um, a few screens from the latest articles. Here you could see the number of infected uh, cases in Spain, and you can see we're now on the fourth wave, and it kind of looks like we're on a downwards trend. Hoping that is, of course, hoping that is correct. You see the current number of infections per 100,000 inhabitant is 229, which is down from 248. So hopefully we're on a downward trend and um, this can be over soon. There's a lot of people getting vaccines. Of course, it would be nice if it was faster. I think we're over 30% of people in Galicia, at least, that has the first dose. I think people having this two doses, I think we're only at 10, so it's not a lot. If you look at the various regions of Spain, you could see that this is the number of infections per 100,000 inhabitants over the last 2 weeks. These numbers are from the 30th of April. So you can see Galicia is 105, so it's gone up a little bit. Where really Spain is struggling right now is in the Basque Country. 528 is quite high. Madrid has been going down. They were over 500. They're now down to 424, still quite high. But still, overall, it's on a downward trend. Now, as I've mentioned before, May 9th is when the state of emergency in Spain ends, and in theory, then it should open up for travel between the various regions in Spain. But there have been a few regions that have been asking Madrid, the central government, to be able to close even after May 9th, one of them being Basque Country. Of course, they're having high numbers and they want to see if they can protect their population. So there's talk about that, maybe extending the state of emergency in a few regions. As the election in Madrid is coming up tomorrow, I don't think anything will be decided till after that election. So I'm thinking later in the week, we probably should know more of what Spain will look like after May 9th. Um, so, so that's the case there. And of course, May 9th is coming up soon as well. I think that's next Sunday, right? So I think next week we'll know a lot. There's going to be a lot of news coming up in the next week on what's going on. In Galicia, there's a map. These are the restrictions in Galicia that was put into place today. And you could see there's a map here of some regions that are in red, where the numbers are high and you are not supposed to enter or exit these regions. The bars and restaurants are closed in the red areas. So Lhasa, I think the Camino from Via de la Plata comes up through Lhasa, right? So in theory, that might be a problem. This is updated every week, so this might change for next week. But you could see what it looks like. The other regions in red is Vilanova de Arousa and Padrón. It's not in red, but it's in orange, which is high level. The red is maximum level. That's the higher than that. But in general, things are good. But there are a few places that there's some new infections that pop up, and they usually take care of them in a week or two. But this is the current situation in Spain, in Galicia. Now, I also saw in the news that the Secretary of State of Tourism for Spain was in a conference in Mexico, and he was saying the other day that Spain is going to be ready in June to tell all travelers worldwide that you can visit us. That was his statement. And because they're doing a pilot program of the digital health certificate, they're doing that in May. And I've been seeing that in other newscasts too, as well on TV, that there's a pilot program starting in May on Spanish airports that hopefully they'll be able to implement in June. Now, there hasn't been any official, although it's pretty official when the Secretary of State for Tourism says it, but still, there hasn't been anything in the news here officially saying that June is going to be the month where you could travel. But I take this as just another signal that things are going to happen in June, I think. Most likely with people that have been vaccinated, that they will probably be able to come to Spain and visit. I read somewhere, of course, this is all rumor, this is nothing official. I read somewhere that what you would need to do is to have some kind of official paperwork from your country saying that you've had the vaccine. And then when you arrive in Spain at the airport, they will issue you with a European certificate, probably like a digital one on the phone, something like that, I'm thinking. So let's hope. Now, of course, Portugal's opened again. So May 1st, on Saturday, I think, Portugal decided that they will end their state of emergency, which means the border between Portugal and Spain is now open again. So there's no control on the Portuguese side because they're open. On the Spanish side, from what I read in the newspapers, it doesn't seem to be any controls either, although Galicia, in theory, the region of Galicia is close to other regions in Spain. So the Junta, the Galician government, is kind of encouraging people not to come from other regions. But of course, there's a dilemma. What happens when the other region is in another country? So there's a bit of people don't know if we can go to Portugal or not. But it seems like there's no control and people are able to cross from Spain to Portugal and from Portugal to Spain as of now. Now, this article is from this weekend. It's from today, I think, actually. These are some pictures from Valencia, the city that is just across the river from Tui. But they were saying here there's very few Galicians going to Portugal this weekend because they're saying, we don't know if we do good coming. People are confused if they're allowed to come or not, so people don't go. So, but it's good news that Portugal at least open again. Now, what else? Air travel. Today, Vueling has started a new direct flight to Amsterdam from Santiago. So that starts today. The first flight is today. First direct flight from Santiago to Paris starts on Sunday. That's with Vueling as well. And then I was reading, I have a link to this article in the description. And because they mention in this article that also the Ryanair starts to fly to London Stansted on May 17th. And EasyJet starts to London Gatwick on July 3rd. Of course, these dates that are in the future, many times during this spring, the airlines have announced flights, and then at the end of the day, they need to push them forward. But hopefully this time, they should be able we should be able to fly in and out of Santiago starting soon. What else? I think that's pretty much it. I see there's a question from, let's see if I could change my screen now. Stop sharing this. Blase, you were on the stream the other day too. In your opinion, will the Camino be possible in mid-July? I think so. I hope so, but it's not nothing's for sure because we're still, as I said, people with the second vaccine in Galicia and in Spain, we're in the low like low teens of people being vaccinated, 10%, which is not very high. So it's and as you say, for example, it depends what you, let's say you wanted to go the Camino del Norte. If you look at the numbers on in Bilbao area, in Basque Country now is 550 per 100,000 inhabitants. That's quite high. So I don't know if I would have gone to Bilbao right now, for example. So Camino del Norte right now, maybe not. Um, so I think it's one of those things where you just have to wait and see what the evolution will be, and not make the final decision until like a few days before. But it's looking good. That's what I'm trying to say, I guess. Yes, glad things have become almost normal. It is actually. I was thinking about it today. I'm in Santiago now. We walk around as it's just normal, normal days. Really, we're so used to the masks now, and the masks and the gel and everything. It's just become part of normal days now. So it's. I don't feel like the pandemic is restricting our lives at all. Um, Actually, there was on the news today, yesterday, that yesterday was 1 year since Spain opened up again because we were closed for about 5 months where people had to like stay inside in their apartments and it was pretty rough. So 1 year ago today, we opened. Uh, 1 year ago yesterday, we opened up again. It's amazing how fast things go. How do people travel the Camino with their dogs? There's a lot of topics on that on the Camino forum, which if you didn't know, there's a website that I run, the Camino forum. So go to the Camino forum. At the top, there's a search bar. I would search for walking the Camino with a dog, and you get a lot of people that have advice on walking the Camino with a dog. Um, in general, my thinking is that the Albergues are very skeptical, at least some of them, to have dogs inside. So sometimes you have to sleep outside with the dog. But look at the forum and do some searches. Very good. That's about it. Thank you. Thank you for being there, and hope things are good where you are. Stay safe. Talk to you next week.